Well, okay, this is the first test of that new camera. But here's the deal. I went to an auction sale. It wasn't something I had... Well, I thought about going to this one because I'd seen a poster for it. But we happened to be in the area. Went to visit Ma and in town there. When we were leaving, they were having this auction sale. I did buy a bench grinder. Now, I've needed a bench grinder for a while. There are times where I run over to my brother's and use his. What I've got to do is put a wire wheel on instead of 2 stones. But it is a Craftsman, 3rd horsepower, so not real, it's fairly light. But I would sooner buy older, good, well-made one than buy a new, cheap one that I wouldn't trust. That's half plastic. This is all metal. So, $22.50. I haven't plugged it in, but I'm sure it works. So I would have no doubt there. Now, as long as I was there, this is the big purchase of the day. Though I actually didn't think I had purchased it, but it's lead. But I run her up to 20, I thought, but in the end I got it for 25. So there was some confusion there, but what it is a sort of lead, but it's a lot of these that are, truck wheel weights. So there's a lot of bullets in each one of them. Quite a little lead. I don't know how many pounds, but she's quite heavy. But these are old enough where it isn't that, like now you run into some of them that got zinc in them, and you melt them and you end up with that weird crap that doesn't want to mold. These are all lead. Or the lead alloy, that wheelways are made out of. But then this can is lead piping. Very heavy stuff. But that's the softer lead. You can see somebody cut it up with an axe. But that would be, there are times when you want to use the pure lead. But for bullets, I usually use this alloy. Though, that would work fine too. It's just softer. And some of it, here's a brick that he had melted down. There was kind of an interesting sale. It was odds and ends of household stuff, but the guy evidently did a lot of reloading. But the guns and the reloading stuff, it was all in calibers that I really don't shoot. I mean, the guns were, bolt action Remingtons, nothing to me. But still, they went for like $1,000 a piece. So there was nothing I got enthused about there. But this lead interested me only because, okay, big chunks of lead, good lead, no zinc. So I went, like I said, I thought I went 20, but I got it for 25. But that's all right. Lead is getting harder to find. I can make use of that. Now for $1, I bought this suitcase full of crap. Wonder Mist silicone lubricating and rust inhibitor. Okay, it's pretty near full can. And this looks to be, still sealed can of the military lubricating oil. Still sealed. Pair of shooting glasses. The high contrast stuff. And a couple of these. I kind of spotted these. These fit in. I've got the tripod in there. But a lot of times you find tripods that don't have the actual camera mount to them. These are the camera mounts. 2 different sizes. But I'm pretty sure This is the one that goes in that tripod that I use. I mount that chronograph on, because I leave it on the bottom of the chronograph, so I can just slap it in there, lock it in. So good enough to have these, because you can find the tripods, but finding the camera mounts, that's a whole different story. And some kind of a wooding cleaning kit, 3-piece with the well used, but it looks pretty good. Ain't all broken up anyway. And assorted, they're all outers, different years, different types, different sizes. 3 different sizes. Well, that's good to have. Yeah, a few of these scope covers. Don't use scopes, don't really need them. But for $1, that was a pretty good. And I got this fine damn suitcase. In case I got it. Oh yeah, in the top, there's the scissors, a couple rolls of tape, and a hunk of blue rag. But nice suitcase. Somebody needs one. I got one. Okay, this I paid $10 for this box. Okay, now this interested me partly because I do like these outers kits. Now this one has the hinges, the pins are out of them, but the box is in good shape. It's funny because these boxes are getting to be rather expensive, but it is plumb full of assorted brushes and jags, all kinds of handy little stuff. And if I'm lucky, yeah. Yep. Oh, not one but 2 tubes of Gun Slick, which is great stuff. For gun lubrication. It's a graphite based. That's great. It's good to find. I don't know what this is. Oh, some kind of graphite lubricant in the pen kind of a deal. And another of the Gun Slick. And the whole more jags. These look like the M1 ones. They look the same as the ones that go in my M1A. But a lot of brushes and stuff. So, that's, I think this is the military case for those. Whole bunch of gun locks with keys. Endless amounts of them. Including one Ruger one still in the box. In the packaging. Some places I don't ever lock things up, but well, okay, now this one, I tend to use one, I carry that 12 gauge on the dash mount, and I've got one like this that I use when I park the machine someplace. I'll usually throw my jacket over the gun like it is now, but then just to not be hassled by cops, it's always better just to put a lock on it. Well, okay then, ain't gonna complain. A whole bunch more brushes, patches. Yeah, more patches and some kind of weird lubricant of some kind. A lot of little things of patches. A whole bunch of Lee dippers, which is fine, and I think some of these are the shotgun ones. But they're good to have, I got the whole set, but a lot of times I'm always switching around on them. More of these. And this must have been some bullet lube the man invented. But probably usable. And again, tumbler brass media activating cream. I don't know. Some kind of scrubbing thing. Now this, I was thinking about this later. When I saw this, when I was loading the box, I should have got hold. There was a lead loader, older one, 3-hole turret press. I bet you this was supposed to go with that. But that is what happens at auctions, because this is large and small primers. You know, that was an older one than what I have, and I thought mine was old, but it had a whole different kind of handle arrangement on it. So I bet this was supposed to go with that press. But a lot of times, you know, people throwing this stuff together, they don't get it where it belongs. A badly broken stock. Were undoubtedly some kind of Remington. But there's a good chunk of wood there that might be able to do something with. You know, make a machete handle someday, that might work for that. More gun locks. Many, many Jags. Brake clean. Earplugs. 7mm Magnum. Yeah, he had a lot of Remington bolt actions. Locks. Brasso. Oh, and I kind of had my eye on this. I've got one. You know, but these things are actually pretty darn handy. So, not bad to have another one. Pieces of cleaning Jag again. A rod. Outers. Man was into outers. And a whole bunch of nylon cord, but more patches. But it was kind of an interesting sale. I kind of was tempted to hang around, but my brother I was with him, and he kind of wanted to get going. And this was, you know, enough. But they did have boxes of some old reloading manuals and stuff. But just judging by the crew that was there bidding, you know, like that old Lee press went for like 150 or something. You know, they're not that valuable. I think I paid like 35 or 25 for mine when I bought it. So, you know, things were going a little, you know, I like $1. I can buy a bunch of junk for $1. But I'm satisfied with what I got. Particularly the bench grinder. Like I say, I think I paid, oh, I don't know, what was it? I think it said on one of these how much the total was, like $65 or something for the whole pile. Well, I'd have paid that much to buy a cheap new grinder. Okay, I'm clear there. And the lead, well, this other crap is just bonus. Gunlex I don't use a lot, but there are people who should use them. I wish I'd have paid attention as to who bought that loader, though, because I'm afraid they might be looking for one of these. But it evidently just went back and forth. You know, it's not the same as my rig has got. But there's good stuff here. You know, I come out good on that deal. It was kind of fun to go to a sale again. I haven't been to one for a long time. Yeah, I'm satisfied. That's a lot of lead. You know, that's for one wheel weight you can make like 15, 20 bullets out of. You don't have to deal with so many of them little clips. You know, a lot of times you're melting lead, and then you get lead, and you got all these little stinking clips. See, this one might even have some zinc in it. But that's bad news, that zinc, you get that, if you see that iridescent kind of glow in your lead, and it gets grainy when you try to pour it, it gets to be a problem. So I think the old lead I'm pretty safe with.